Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a very pleasant night to you, my pack, and welcome back once more to Vega Conflict, and today it's time to do a cover of a ship, more or less. And no, I'm not going to be talking about the weapons, not going to be talking about the mods for it, anything like that. I just want to talk about the vessel, which is the Affliction, and send you all on your way, because I want to bring back another series that I used to do, but stopped for some reason, and it'll more or less focus on fittings for the vessels and stuff like that. Well, these videos will take over the primary role of just sharing the details of the vessels, as well as what they can and can't do, or about nice little changes from previous vessels, such as I might compare the Defiler to this one a bit, or the Contagion. It's probably going to be the Contagion that I compare it to a lot, or, well, again, I'll figure it out as I go along. But with all of that said, let's get right into it. So, first off, you have a 2-hour base repair time, so if you have a fleet of 6 of them, it's going to take you half a day to repair them, so might as well log out if they're all dead. 200,000 hit points as the base amount. Compare that to the Pestilent, which is their Juggernaut. It's got half the health. Compare it to the Defiler, it's got half the health. Compare it to the Contagion, and it has the exact same amount of health. That's a shame, because, believe it or not, the Affliction is actually a battleship. And I mean a true battleship, because as you can see from the stats block, there's no effective range on it. As a matter of fact, if you switch over to the modifiers tab real quick, I'll go back to the rest of the stats in a minute, it has a built-in range bonus that gets increased as it gets mark upgraded up to 120%, which is only 5% less than what battleships of the old had. So it seems like we're slowly going back towards the traditional approach towards ship design and not the nonsense with the effective range garbage. Okay, mass-wise, you're looking at 18,500 tons. Not too bad at Mark 1, considering the fact that the Juggernaut itself is only 19,100 tons. And then the Contagion and the Defiler are 17,000 and 17,500 tons respectively. Not too bad. Cargo-wise, it's right in line with the rest of them at 3,500,000 tons. Yep, with no outliers. As for mobility, it falls into that classic battleship area of being slightly slower than the cruiser, in this case the Juggernaut. And it has 500 meters per second of forward speed. Rotation-wise, it has 18 degrees per second of rotation. So it is the slowest of the bunch, which makes sense because, again, battleships were notoriously bad at rotating in place. And a strafe of 200, and again, battleships were not known for their ability to strafe. Yeah, all of them are faster than it, on average 50 meters per second faster. Actually, 60 meters per second faster. So it is quite literally a battleship, to the point that I might actually scrub that part of the name off and then just put battleship in a different font. Reverse speed is 200 meters per second, which is the second fastest out of them all. So its reverse is better than the cruiser, the Interceptor, and the only one that beats it is the Contagion at 270 meters per second. That's not too bad. Sector speed-wise, it's right along with the rest of them at 600 astronomical units per hour. So it's got the exact same until you get to Elite. And okay, so it's the exact same on either tab. And at the moment, the reason I'm saying tab and whatnot is because I don't know if I'm going to use the assets I prepared for it last month, or if I'm just going to use the raw video file. And if it's the raw video file, well, you're going to see me jumping around the tabs. We're going to start with the infected aggression here. So, as the Affliction gunship is attacking, its infected aggression begins to charge. Once it enters its aggressive state, it gains an increase in speed to both the hull and the projectile speed. So it becomes faster and the projectiles move quicker. There's an 80% threshold, so it'll trigger once about 80%. Then you'll have a 2% charge rate from attacks, 0 defense, a 10-second charge cooldown, and it'll drain instantly, all of it, after 5 seconds of not being in combat. And it provides a 10% weapon speed bonus, a 10% ship speed bonus and a 15% rotation speed bonus. And as for ablative suppression, it reduces ablative regeneration capabilities by 25% for 10 seconds. That's about what you'd expect at this point. Spectre damage, bonus of 400% increased Retrocider damage, 400% increased Retrosyn Consortium, 400% increased damage against Blood Rebellion, 50%, and then, as I said earlier, a range bonus of 110%. So any of the weapons you can equip on it are automatically going to be that 10% better over all of their other little compatriots here. Yeah, minimum range, it removes the minimum range of any weapon you equip on it. That one has no range modifier. And that one has no range modifier. That one has a damage per second modifier, though. Okay. And then module damage, 100% increase, which is standard across the board, with the exception of the contagion, it gets 110%. That's funny, that tiny little increase. Has 50% resurgence at Mark 1, which is extremely high for what they are, and a 20% shield increase. So any of the armor you equip on them, since they're all armor at this point, they're also doubles as shielding, it'll just increase the base value by 20%. Resistance-wise, we're looking at the classic Altarian, Umbral, Pharmacon, Vega, Retrosyn, Retrociders, Spectre, Energy. Oh, okay, so all of them end at 100%, but then for some reason we have 70% Energy, Kinetic, Explosive Resistance, and Alien. 100% Void Resistance, because apparently you want them to be fighting stuff with alien damage. Explosive, kinetic, energy. Okay, so for some reason you just don't want PvP ships to hit them. That's stupid, if you ask me. 50% blood resistance. 10% munition resistance, which is silly, because that's the faction's damage type that's supposed to be countering it. So again, I'm still on the little high horse of you shouldn't be giving them any resistance at all to the damage type that's supposed to be countering them. Make it so it is a hard counter, and then focus on encouraging the whole thing of the RPS system in the first place, and not trying to shortcut it or dilute it into whatever this nonsense is. 70% plasma resistance, 30% radiation resistance, and 20% essence resistance. That's bad. That's hilarious. So the thing that it should be able to counter is going to be doing more damage to it than it can do to itself. Oh. I might just upload this entire video raw without editing, because this is hilarious. And finally, at the very bottom there, you got the Blight Nebula resistance. Oh, that's good. But that's it. That's all there is to cover about the vessel, and as I said, I'll wait to talk about the mods, the weapons, and other stuff, potential fittings, in a different video. But go ahead and let me know what all of you think about the Affliction gunship, and yeah, I'll get out of your hair now and I'll let you go. So be safe out there, happy hunting, and as always, I'll see you later.